Here's Brody Brazil.
There's two things here at the start of this video which should come as no surprise. First off, Major League Baseball is in fact doing a round 2 of the City Connect Jersey Series. That was basically confirmed at the end of last baseball season when the Dodgers got their 2.0 versions of these jerseys. Remember 1.0 had Los Dodgers across the front. They didn't wear them that often. They got these. They started wearing them. You kind of knew that, okay, in 2025, every other team would start getting their round 2, their version 2. So that comes as no surprise that we're doing more teams. And by the way, I'll have the calendar and the release date upcoming for the teams and their new City Connects in just a second. But the other part that should not be surprising, and this is unfortunate, because there are so many teams and so many jerseys and so many supply chain situations and so many people with phones and social media, every single jersey now gets leaked. Basically every single time, and the Giants, unfortunately, are the latest victim of that. Via Bay Area Bry on Twitter, we now have this Jung-Hoo Lee City Connect 2.0 jersey, at least that's what it appears to be. From the front side, we'll show you the back of this jersey in just a second. I say unfortunate because, I actually kind of like this. I'll explain that in a second. I say unfortunate because I feel bad for the teams who work hard to be creative, who work hard to produce something they think everybody's going to like. You're always going to hear more about the complaints than the actual compliments, but the fact that it gets leaked before the team even gets to explain, like, what is this all about? Why is there purple in there? What's up with the squiggly script? What does that reflect? How about the font of the numbers? How about that, pattern behind it? It almost looks like typography, and which I kind of like that pattern. The fact that it's a black or gray jersey, I can't really tell. The fact that it does seem like the piping there has both purple and orange. So I'm sure there's stories for all of this. There's also kind of a flowery type logo right there. I forgot I had the telestrator. I should be drawing the whole time here. What is this all about? Again, the font, this script across the front. Maybe there's something tucked on the inside of the jersey too. Who knows all the cool things that might be, but the problem is now this is our first impression. The team didn't get to help make the first impression. So now the team has to kind of explain on a second impression what this jersey is all about. But my takeaway is this. I'm okay with this. I'll be honest. Adding this kind of purple that's a gradient into almost orange and maybe some pink hues, like it's not hard lines, it's kind of gradients in there. The fact that that's definitely orange. I'm not so sure about the font of the numbers. I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll learn more in this entire process. I'll tell you what I really like. I really like the pattern here. Whatever that gradient pattern is, those wiggly lines in kind of the depths of the jersey there, that is so cool. That is such a unique thing that I don't know a lot of other teams are doing. I'm interested to know what that's all about. I guess you can kind of see that maybe over here too. Like where is that flowery type logo or whatever it is? The script across the front, it seems like an energy drink logo or some type of social media logo. It's very corporate looking. I know it's supposed to be, actually I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like free-flowing and creative, but it does seem a little bit corporate. But I'll be honest, if I'm grading this, if I'm ranking this, if they do a cool hat that goes along with this and also has some purple in it, I might get that hat. We'll see what the hat looks like. But there's nothing necessarily wrong about this. I hear Giants fans say, well, make the traditional jerseys, go back to something we used to have before. That is not the point of this entire series. It's to push the boundaries. It's to be creative. It's to have all of these things in this jersey, by the way, be reflective, like connect with the city. I don't know what that represents. I'm sure they're going to have a story about that and this. Like all these things are supposed to represent something. Let them be creative. This is not a throwback jersey series. This is the City Connect series. So like it or not, I think this is an improvement on the prior jerseys they wore. Now, the other question that I have, what do the pants look like? If they're gray pants, but I guess you wouldn't wear gray pants for a home game, maybe it's just white pants. If it's all this pattern right here, top and bottom, that might be a little bit too much. I'd have to see it. Actually, I'll reserve judgment on that. If you do like a purple belt and you do that same color pants and maybe you do some purple socks, okay. You put some piping down the side, okay. Maybe we could do the pants in the same. See, I'm flexible here. Again, when I first saw this, I was like, whoa. But after I looked at it, let it soak in, it's kind of like wine. You ever drink wine from a vintage that's, 7-10 years ago? When you open that bottle, you can't drink it right away. You got to let it open up. And so you got to let this jersey open up in your mind to understand what it's all about. But again, I will defer to when the Giants get to explain this, what it's all about. We'll see what the pants look like. We'll see how the whole thing here fits in. So that's what the front of it apparently looks like. Here's what the back of it apparently looks like. And I'll say, beyond anything else, those big letters are so nice to see again. Remember last year, Jung-Hoo Lee's rookie season in Major League Baseball was like, it was like that big on the back. That was the old Nike way of doing things. And fortunately, they reverted to the 2023 style. So big letters and big names on the back. Love that once again for all the players across baseball. I kind of like this. I kind of like the white number with the gradient color, the gradient style outline. Outer glow outline of the numbers. I think that's really cool. Is this the MLB logo in both purple and red? Is that what that is? Or is that blue and are the colors off here? I don't know based on this photo. It also looks, by the way, like this photo was taken somewhere in a warehouse based on the warning line right there. Who knows where this photo came from? It's also, as you can see, 2 of 2. And it came on some service. Look, it says San Francisco. I can see right there on that patch or emblem or whatever that is. Again, I'm not mad at this. They could have done far worse. I like these better than I like whatever they were trying to do with the fog 4 or 5 years ago. The only redeeming part I liked about the old City Connects was the tangerine color of the hat. I really like the kind of alternate orange, which I called tangerine. I really like that from those old City Connects. But to be quite honest, that was kind of the only redeeming part about those. Let me also step back and say that this past offseason, I got to meet Matt from Rohnert Park. He's got a video here with me on this channel where he designed this jersey. I have this jersey hanging in my closet, in my bedroom closet. And I talked to him about, well, that could be a City Connect. Could you imagine if the Giants had gone with something like this and the seagull and the old 49-mile drive logo and icon that if you drive around San Francisco, you see it all the time? Now this, I feel like this would have resonated. This would have hit. But you know what? Even this, as much as Matt knows I love this, we all know that some people don't like chocolate, right? Nothing is everybody's cup of tea. And so there would be some complaints about this one too, just like there's going to be some complaints about the City Connect. I just think those other ones, they're fun. This one's more authentic if they had gone this route, but the other ones are fun, and I hope they appeal to a wide audience. Let me quickly go through the other teams. The Washington Nationals, they've already officially unveiled theirs. They'll wear them for the first time on March 29th, so coming up in just a couple days from now. According to ESPN.com, the Nationals pay homage to their place in the fabric of Washington, D.C., with multiple nods to the city. See, and this is all the explanation that they get to give. A new stylized W that surrounds the outline of the Capitol Dome is on the cap and the jersey patch. A popular element of the first City Connect look. Cherry blossoms flank both sides of the W. The city's grid and the tones of American denim is featured on the jersey. Without further delay, let's take a look at what we've heard about here. And this also comes from the team. It's got the description of the cap, and you can kind of see there the, let me try and do this here in red. Maybe that'll stand out. The Capitol Dome is kind of embedded in the bottom of the W there. On the underbill of the hat is the old, I almost tried to draw it there, the old Walgreens W. The city grid is also on the underbill, and the W marks kind of where their home is on the city map. Yeah, that city grid in terms of like the street map, it's literally on the front of their jersey in those undertones. That's really cool. It's got that denim, American denim look. The 3D like DC logo there, that's pretty cool. They designate the arm patch on the shoulder and the mosaic detail. I think you're going to see that in the socks in just a second. They've got the mosaic detail here, not only on the sleeve, but the socks they're going to wear have some stripes on them. Yeah, there they are. Those stance socks. Like, that looks pretty cool right there. I got to say, implementing and keeping those cherry blossoms in there is a huge win. I really liked their version 1.0s. I thought their 1.0s were among the best that Nike and baseball did in the entire series. And so it was hard to make this one better. But I mean, this one is pretty darn cool. That's a pretty neat patch right there. Got to say, that's a nice alternate logo for the Washington Nationals. You put it on the players to see what it looks like. That's a very cool helmet right there. And the texture on the jersey, I mean, there's a lot to like right there. I think they did these quite well. There's no question about it. Now, do you start comparing what the Giants did to what the Nationals did? Is this more traditional? Is this more acceptable? I don't know if Nats fans are, causing a ruckus like Giants fans are in terms of maybe some of the kickback on the jerseys. I don't know. We'll see. The Houston Astros, they'll debut their City Connects on the last day of March. The Astros once again paid tribute to their city's contributions to space travel, but with an eye for the future this time around versus 1.0, which said Space City across the front. Kind of felt more 80s and more old school NASA. The trim and pinstriping for the uniform is a nod to the history of the moon landing with a lunar pattern. I thought this was future, not past. The jersey's wordmark is an expression of the sleek and futuristic design to further add to the main theme. All of that according to ESPN.com. Here's a look at, I can't believe I'm saying left fielder Jose Altuve. Is he really moving out to left field? He's got the hat, which we'll see closer in just a second. The chest plate, which actually just kind of features the word, and I'll draw this in white, I guess. No, that's not going to work. Blue. It just says Stros right there. I mean, they're literally missing the A on Astros. It just says Stros across the front, which, okay. This star design, like this was kind of an old school thing they had on their like 1990s and 2000s jerseys. It's got HTX. It's in Houston, Texas. The trim has some, is a carryover, I guess, from the City Connect 1.0 version. It's called the Tequila Sunrise pattern. The Afterburner socks, yeah, those are very orange. It's got some pinstriping down the side. We'll see more of these here in just a second. We'll also see the hat closer up, but it's fine, right? It's not overdone. This is actually kind of toned down, to be honest, for the City Connect series. And maybe that's one thing they realized is when they start doing like the Rockies had, dark green pants, almost like softball style, slow pitch softball style pants. I don't know how it was a little bit too over the edge. Like, let's be creative, but let's not be crazy here in what we're trying to put forward. Okay. Honestly, this to me looks more like a college baseball hat or even a minor league baseball hat. And maybe it's just the front two panels right here. I don't know. Being white as they are versus the rest of the hat. It's fine. I've got nothing against this, but I'll be honest. If I don't know whether I like the Nationals or Giants one more, the League Giants one, because I think the Nationals is really good. I like the Giants version better than I like the Houston Astros version. So we do know this about the Giants. They're new ones that come out, and you'd think they'll be debuting these now any day and explaining them officially, but they're supposed to wear them for the first time on April 8th. So that's right around the corner. The Rockies are going to wear theirs and debut theirs before then, although they'll probably leak before then. April 18th, the White Sox, and coming off a 120-plus loss season, they'll debut theirs on May 2nd, the Marlins on May 3rd, the D-backs on May 9th, and the Boston Red Sox are getting a 2.0. They were one of the first, right? Remember they had the one that looked like UCLA jerseys, but it was all about the Boston Marathon. So we'll see what they do next, but they're getting a brand new set debuting it on the field on May 16th. So it's round 2 of the City Connect, and again, I'm sad that this leaks out again for another team, but it leaked out for the Giants, and we'll see what they get to explain out of it. We'll also see kind of more what the public response is. Again, I've seen some that like it. I've seen some that instantly don't like it. That's not a surprise. I hope that in time they sit a little bit better because I think the more I look at them, the more I like them, and give me a hat that looks along those lines and is kind of simple and it's not too crazy and it's got some purple and orange in it. Okay. All right. Let's just do something different. Nothing wrong with that. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up down below for me, this video, and this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can see you next time. And if you do put something in the comments section below, make it smart. All right. I do like it. I don't like it. That's pretty simple, but tell us why. Let's have a good civilized conversation down there in the comments section. I'll see you next time.